And we're live. All right, guys. That's it. That was the last day of trading. What a year. What a freaking year. I am so excited for next year. I'm so freaking excited. Oh, it's going to be wild. Hi, friends. Hey there. Just excited for next year. Excited for this year of trading to be freaking over. Was it not the most wild freaking ride you've ever been taken on? Because good God, what a year. It's not over yet, I guess, technically. It's over for me. I don't know about for those of you that trade crypto or Forex, but what it's done for me, futures market is closed. We're done. We're cashed out. That's it. Oh my God, what a year. Oh, I got you into futures. Okay, all right, I'll take it. I love futures. I'm glad I got myself into it. So, here we are. I'm just over here all smiley, ready for next year. Oh my God, the goals that I have for next year are just ridiculous. Oh my God, I can't freaking wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. So, how was you guys' year? Okay, and before I start that, let's preface it with this. This year was effing insane. It was freaking hard. And you know what makes me feel a lot better is I don't know if you guys know who Umar is, but he is I think one of the founders of TradeZella. And I saw him post today that out of his, he started trading in 2015, and out of his entire experience and years of trading, he said this year was so freaking hard, like one of his hardest years. So if you got into the market and you got out of the market and you're still alive, good on you, because oh my freaking God, it was a crazy year. Ay, ay, ay. It was wild. So I'm hoping you guys, if you still survived, then good on you, because even some of the most seasoned traders, like the veterans, if they're saying that this was a crazy freaking year and you somehow survived, you're doing good. You're doing real good. So don't be too hard on yourself this year. But next year is going to be wild. Oh, it's going to be nuts next year. I can't freaking wait. But I did do what I said I was going to do. I posted my my monthly review on if you go to the community section of my YouTube channel, you'll see how I did in December. I started the month off like super strong. Very first day of December, had a $4,000 trade. No, this is not coffee. This is mushroom mix. It helps me go to sleep. Oh yeah, so my December was good. It was good. It was good. It was weird psychologically though. Like mentally, it was a tough month for me. So December was weird because first of all, I don't usually trade in December. I'm usually hanging out with the family, doing my own thing, not looking at the charts, traveling, friends, family, holidays, the whole 9 yards. But I decided for the first time this year that I was going to trade during December, during the holidays. And I did, and it did not feel right. It didn't feel comfortable. It was just a weird month for me. So there were times where I didn't feel right about trades, which is not usual. I don't really get that. And there were just times where I didn't feel right about trades and closed out of them early. Just a weird month for me. It just didn't feel normal to trade during December. I'm going to try it again. Maybe I'll try it again next year, or maybe I'll have an amazing year where I don't even need to trade in December, but there was some resistance trading in December. It was a weird one, but yes, we survived and we thrived. But yeah, volatility in the market was crazy this year. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it was crazy. Ooh, a backtesting stream. I would love to do that. Yeah. I'll get into the charts in a little bit soon. I'm still hyped on on next year. It's December 30th. I'm not really doing anything for New Year's except for just planning out my next year. Like I'm so motivated. Oh my God, I'm so motivated. It's going to be wild. And I'm excited to trade in January. I don't know if many of you guys trade in January or if it's like kind of that slow, that like getting back into it, get the ball rolling again. But, oh, I'm ready. I'm so ready. It's going to be an awesome year. But so my ideas for New Year's, I originally was supposed to go home to Nashville, hang out with family, bring in the new year with my sisters, but my flight got canceled, and then there were no flights for a few days, and then I'm like, okay, maybe we're just not going to go. So then I actually decide I'm just not going to go because the airport is absolutely nuts. Airlines are freaking just canceling people left and right. I'm seeing people have to like get rental cars and just drive for 9 hours to their destination. So I'm like, no, I'm not getting involved in any of that. And then it turns out I get a text from my sister and she's like, it was probably for the best that you didn't come because I got COVID. I'm like, thank God. All right. So glad I didn't go. Turns out everything happens for a reason. Who knew? So it was for the best that I didn't go to Nashville. No, I didn't book a new flight. So that's the story on that one. But I'm so motivated for next year. You guys, like not only do I have incredible trading goals, so if I could kind of give you guys a recap of this year, first of all. So somebody asked me in my DMs on Instagram today, what is my biggest takeaway from 2022? And to be honest, my biggest takeaway was getting past and getting through the resistance of learning something new. A lot of people, especially if you're getting older and like learning new social media, learning new technology, learning new programs, like it gets harder as you get older. Like you just build this resistance for it, and I finally decided to break the resistance and just freaking do it. And I made the transition from trading on TradeStation, which is what I've been trading on for the past, years, my entire trading career. I've been trading on TradeStation forever. And I've been using the app on my phone. And the TradeStation app for iOS, it's just glitchy. It's not incredible. It's not intuitive. It's not up to date. It's just not very good. And I finally made the transition, freaking finally, to TradingView. I learned how to use TradingView. I made an account. I connected my broker, and my trading has freaking transformed with just the very small changes of having a new platform that is more intuitive. It is, it's high tech. It's with the times. I'm trying to find all these adjectives that work with TradingView, but it's made for traders. I don't know what else to say. Like it's new. It's like my vocabulary is limited tonight, but like the small things to where I can just put alerts on my trend lines and like I can trade from my phone seamlessly, no glitches. And it's quick. The transition from going from a phone to a computer, everything is, super integrated. And that alone, that in itself just completely transformed my trading. So I don't know if that's going to be good advice for you guys. I don't know if you've been trading with, you know, a certain platform or a certain tool for years and you're just comfortable with it and you're used to it and you have like this resistance to learn something new or try something new. I urge you to just try it because, oh my freaking God, it changed my trading life. It just changed my life. So that's all I have to say about that. So just getting past that resistance of learning something new, and I know it's freaking hard, but if you finally do it, oh my God, it's life-changing. So highly recommend. Can you feel the energy tonight? Can you feel it? Oh, because it's there. It's there. I'm just excited. Oh my God. I had a meeting with my life coach today, who is also my personal assistant and my business coach. She's got the whole trifecta going on. She's helping me with all things that are good. And she's like, all right, tomorrow, you and I, New Year's Eve, get your champagne out. We're going to FaceTime. We're going to Zoom. We're going to get all of your goals for 2023, your trading goals, your business goals, the partnerships that you want to have in the future on social media, the collaborations you want to do with influencers. Let's put it all down on paper, and I am so freaking excited. So, yeah, that's where we're at. Okay, sorry. I'm going to go through some of these questions now. End rant. I love TradingView. You've been using it for 6-7 years already. Wow, I wish that I had hopped onto that bandwagon a little bit sooner. Chart on TradingView, and then you place trades on MT5. That's the way to go. Where did you get those pants? Aerie. Love Aerie. And the shirt is Viore. Oh my God. This material, if you could feel it, it feels like a literal cloud. A cloud on my body. It is amazing. And I have to get used to, you know, shouting out my brands because I'm about to be an influencer, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to have like partnerships. So the mushroom drink that I have is a nighttime mushroom mix from Plant People. Helps me go to sleep. And they also make a focus supplement that are mushrooms that help you focus. And I take those for trading. I'm just practicing being an influencer. When will you start trading again? That's a great question. I don't want to treat like New Year's like a Monday. You know how on Mondays traders are like just sitting there waiting for the market to open and then boom, they place a trade and then sometimes it doesn't work out. So I may like give myself a day or two. I'll go ahead and set all my alerts. I'll do all of my, you know, chart analysis and be ready when the market does open on the first of the year or whatever day it opens, maybe the second, whatever it is. So I'll be ready, but I think I maybe want to give myself a few days just so it doesn't feel like that Monday feeling that a lot of traders have. I hate the term influencer. I don't want to be influenced by anyone. If you want to give me another name, go ahead, give it a shot. A public figure? That sounds a little too cocky. Let's see what else we got. Will you be going short or long? I think I already answered that question. We'll go through some chart analysis in a little bit. I'm still feeding the energy of 2023 coming. Gary, right? 3 days in a row? Who am I? Who is she? Going live 3 days in a row? Quit. I take mushrooms, but the psychoactive ones. Ooh la la. I'll be honest, I am very up to trying microdosing. We're in LA. I think it's only legal in Colorado. But can you rotate the mic? Oh, hold on a moment. Not sure if it says Supreme on the other side. No, it doesn't. Otherwise, I would have it, going the right way. I can't do my setup on the opposite side. What are your thoughts on the smart money concepts? I don't have any experience with it, so I don't have any thoughts on it. Oh, and you know what, guys? Are you sure those are airy? Yes, 100% they're airy. 100,000%. They're airy flare. They have a little flare at the bottom. What was... Oh, okay. Somebody asked me if I was using leverage, and I said no. And I can admit when I'm wrong. And I was definitely... I'm using leverage. And I'm an idiot. And the fact that I didn't know I was using leverage. I've traded on a stock and an equity account in TradeStation for years and years, and it was very obvious that I was using leverage in my TradeStation account on equities because I was trading like 10 shares of Tesla. Like, that was expensive. I was trading like multiple shares of Amazon. So I'm like, oh, I'm using leverage here. When I made the transition to futures, I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't know I was using leverage. It turns out I am using leverage. Even though it shows on my account that the trade that I have placed is $8,000, or I am using $8,000 of contracts. Maybe it's 10 contracts. Okay, idiot is not a great word, and naive is not a great word either. Just help me figure out what word that is. I'm not sure what it is, but yes, I felt so goofy. Oh my God, I was like, I'm so sorry, guys. My bad. I am using leverage. I don't know how much. I don't know if it's 4 times the buying power. So I'll be honest with you guys. I have to actually look that up. Sorry. That's funny because it doesn't feel like that, but I feel you. What's so great, you guys, this is my favorite part about the type of social media that I have built, or the community that I have built for myself, is that I have nothing to prove. And that makes me so happy. I'm not like trying to sell you guys on some crazy strategy that's going to make you guys $1 million. I'm not trying to flex my, profits every month and be like, I'm right, you're wrong, follow me. Like, no, I'm just saying, hey, I've been trading for a long time. This is, I use a trend line trading strategy. There is so much less pressure when I have literally nothing to prove. I am just here to show you guys my experiences, my trades that I place, and my ideas that I have gathered in the 8 years I've been trading on psychology. So thank God to that. So yeah, sometimes I'm wrong. Oh my God, I didn't hit record. It's fine, whatever. I use my live streams for content on my Instagram, and this will record on YouTube at least, so that's fine. You know what, we're just going to go ahead and hit record anyways, just in case I start spitting some more facts out here. All right, I'm going through some more comments. What's the most you have lost, and how do you move on from big losses? There were two giant losses that I had in my lifetime. One was an open loss, and then the other one was a closed loss. So one, I had an open trade going. I was down $10,000. It was during a Fed day. I actually visually saw my soul leave my body that day. It was the first time I'd ever taken a big loss like that. I also didn't have a stop loss, so it was a freaking tough day. I remember my uncle called me, and I don't know how he knew. But he called me, and he was like, how's your trading going? And I was like, I was down $10,000 today. Oh my God. Okay. End of the story though. It was Fed day. I didn't have a stop loss. I didn't have a take profit. I had nothing. I just was jumping right into the market. And then it came down. It came back to me. Thank the Lord. I don't know how you do that, but thank the Lord that it came back. It came back to where I was only negative like maybe $2,000. It was like $2,000 to $3,000. And then I closed that shit real quick. So that was terrifying. And luckily I had someone to talk to about it. So once he called me, I was like, hey, Uncle Mike, I closed my trade at negative 2,000, but there was one point where I was down $10,000. And he was like, huh. But he thought it was hilarious. He's like, oh, scary, huh? And I was like, yeah, what? Of course it was scary. And then the second biggest loss was a closed profit and loss. So my biggest closed profit and loss was $7,000. I didn't trade according to my strategy whatsoever. It was a tough day, and on top of not having a stop loss. So a lot of these are resulting in not having a stop loss. So go ahead and just put 2 and 2 together here. I doubled down on a losing position. Like when you start out trading, like you do all the things you're not supposed to do, and you learn from them. Never have I ever done that again. But I doubled down on a losing position, and then it went further against me. It hurt so bad. I finally ended up just closing it. Like I had to make that decision. I was like, there is a possibility that this never comes back to me, so I have to close it. And I closed it at a $7,000 loss. Ways that I coped with it, ways that I got through it, ways that I, kept trading and kept the motivation and kept my spirits up was, first things first is like having a hobby that you can do outside of trading. Mine is cycling. So putting my charts away and going on a bike ride, whether that's an indoor ride or an outdoor ride. Outdoor is preferably better, helps get your mind off things. Whether that's working out, calling a friend, reading a book. It doesn't have to be something physical, just something outside of trading. Those are ways that I coped with it. I have a support group or a support system, which is it could be anyone that is even remotely into trading, anyone that's got like an idea so that you can vent to. I think venting helps, and whether you think that's a feminine thing or not, I think across the board, just putting it out into the universe so that you can release it or just let it go is incredibly helpful. And then it's not taking too long of a break to get back in, because that makes it scarier. As each day goes by, you get more scared, you start overthinking more, you start overanalyzing more. Now you're getting too scared to just get back into the market. So taking a healthy break, maybe a day or two, I'm not sure what it is, it could be different for each person, but taking a healthy break, but not too long. So that is my advice for taking losses. I'm going to get back to the questions. Okay, for CL, 1,000 barrels, $80,000. If margin is 8,000, you are using 10-to-1 leverage. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you for that. When I was trading stocks on TradeStation, I used 4 times the buying power. And that was my only experience with leverage. You got to be a good loser in the markets. Yeah, you do. You got to be a good loser to be a good winner. Best loser wins. I could not have said that any better. When my uncle taught me how to trade, we started with first things first. The very first thing he taught me before I even knew what really stocks were, the fact that they were like, you can buy shares and stuff, I knew nothing about that. The first thing my uncle ever taught me with trading was how to be a loser. He was like, you have to master being a loser so that you can just flip it. If you see what all the losers or the people that are losing money do, then you can do the opposite. Or just, it was a very interesting mindset shift. Like learning how to lose. Nobody likes losing. Nobody likes losing. Not in sports, not with money. I mean, losing, it's so backwards, you would think. But starting out your psychology before you get into trading, knowing that you are going to lose and you're going to be a loser and you need to master how to lose, turns out that's the key. Who knew? How did you get better at increasing your contract size? That is also a great question. And it is just, it's slow increments. It's adding one more contract for a week or 2 weeks or for the month and then starting to add more. It's just getting comfortable with bigger position sizes. But I think before even any of that, is making sure you are completely and utterly confident with your strategy, so much so that you don't even have to look at your open P&L. Like, not looking at the money, just seeing the market move, watch it ebb and flow, watch it come to you, come away from you, watch it go in the money. So being confident enough in your strategy that you don't need to look at your P&L is an incredible start to increasing your lot size or your contracts or your shares, whatever it is that you're trading. Because then it's like you're trading as per usual, everything's normal in your head, and you're looking at the charts just like you normally do, and you're not looking at the profit and loss, you're not looking at the money, you just see the market moving as per usual, and you're getting in as per usual, and you just so happen to have more contracts or more shares or more lots. Oh, and always paper trading. Paper trading. Yeah, paper trading is good. I feel like there's a weird thing when it comes to paper trading, because some people it's just completely separate, and it's not even in the same realm. When people paper trade, it's just like inside their head, they just know it's not real money, and there's nothing they can do to get past that. Whereas others are able to paper trade, back test, and it's very healthy to have that open mindset, looking at paper trading and back testing as if you were trading live. That's an incredible skill to have. I'm sorry that I asked this before, but I forgot. When did you change to the 1 hour chart? Last year. Last year. So like this year is over. It was the year before. The year before, I made the switch from the 5-minute charts to the 1 hour time frame. And also life-changing for me. For some people, it does not work. But 1 hour time frame is absolutely where it's at for me. Excuse me. I just burped. What made you choose oil? I get that question a lot, and I don't have a great answer for you guys. It's not like I sat there and researched every single future and decided oil is the one. It was just, I think it just so happened to be one. I think maybe there was a year in like 20, what year was it? I don't know what year it was. But there was a year where I had, and I remember it was in October, I had an incredible year with oil. It was just an amazing year. And then from then on, I just continued to trade oil. It was probably me chasing that feeling that I had of just being so profitable that month that I just tried again and again and again. And then I have now just developed this incredible relationship with oil that I am so comfortable trading it. So that is the only reason why I choose to trade oil over most other futures. But I am not exclusive to oil. Although we're in a very committed relationship. There are some times where I will trade, the YM, I'll trade the NQ. I'm trading gold again. I'm getting back to trading gold again. I've been watching it for long enough that I want to get comfortable again, just like I'm comfortable with oil. I keep pointing this way, charts this way. I want to get comfortable trading gold again. And I used to trade platinum pretty often. So I do have, a wide variety of futures that I've traded before, but it's mostly oil. Okay, I see a lot of questions coming in. I'm going to start reading them. Do you manage a regular retirement portfolio too? No, I do not. Who was your mentor? My mentor was my uncle. He taught me everything that I know. I am incredibly privileged to have a family member who have taught me how to trade. I know not many people get that. Do you have any biking videos? Oh, absolutely. If you go far enough back on my Instagram, you'll see me racing in Milan. It's pretty cool. What else we got? Easier said than done. I'm not sure what that one was pertaining to, but probably. Being consistent for a while, then you can increase your size. Yes, agree to that also. Everyone starts losing and you have to overcome the feeling. Yep. Oh, okay, I remember where I left off. So that was the last question, was why did you choose oil over any other instrument? See, so some people are saying that paper trading is a waste of time. Some people are saying that it is crucial. So it's really to each their own. Some people aren't able to like mentally use paper trading and backtest as if it was real. Like, it's just, there's some people that just can't turn it off. They understand that when they're paper trading, no rules apply. They are in the this is fake money mindset, and they just can't bring that live trading mindset into it. So some people, the paper trading works, some people it doesn't, and it's just to each their own. I will be completely honest with you guys. For me, I haven't gone back and paper traded in over 5 years. So I am one of those people that I can't, when I'm paper trading, I just can't switch it off. I just know that I'm paper trading, so my mindset just can't do it. So the reason why I know so much about that feeling is because I have it. I am one of those people. But I absolutely recommend it for others, though. If you are able to do that, please do it. It's incredibly, it will help your trading so much. And the words are not coming out very articulate, but I'm trying. Okay, going back through some more. Is the market open now? No. So you can see this is closed. So if you look on oil right now, usually right here under this, I have the setting that shows me how long until the bar closes. So it would have a countdown. So it would say, there is 30 minutes left of this candle. But right now we are closed, and that is it for oil. That's it for the year. We are done. I had a good question and it disappeared. What's a good platform for trading futures on mobile? I use TradingView on my phone. So I have connected my broker, which is TradeStation, to the platform that I trade on, which is TradingView. Beautiful integration there. And I trade from my phone using TradingView. Oh, and yes, my broker is TradeStation. Hi, friends. If you're just now tuning in, I'm just hyped. I'm stoked on next year. I am glad for this year to be over because it was a freaking hard year. So if you guys are still alive and well and you got out of the market still intact, good on you. I feel like one instrument cannot cut it. That one instrument cannot every day, every week be optimal. I had to disagree with you. My uncle traded just one futures for months and months. I mean, it was probably for over a year. He traded the YM, and it just had constant volatility. There was always movement. There were always moves to be made. Some people will disagree with me, and some people will agree. And to be honest, I think it's, it's different personality types, it's different trading styles. If there is a sideways market with not a whole lot of volatility, I as a trendline trader will not succeed or do very well in that market. Whereas someone who trades, a ranging market with, some supply and demand or support and resistance or whatever it may be, and they're able to excel in a ranging market, they're going to do great, in that kind of market. So it's to each their own for sure. I'll never bash anyone for trading one strategy. I'll never bash anyone for trading multiple strategies. I'll just share my own experience on how I'm successful, and you can absolutely try what I do, and if it works for you, sweet. If it doesn't, at least you tried. Now you can move on. But yes, I trade oil pretty often, but I don't stick to just one. I will trade, gold maybe once a week, or maybe I'll make a trade in the NASDAQ or the S&P 500 here and there, very occasionally. But for the most part, I'm pretty exclusive with oil. But I'm always looking at other markets too. I still want to know what's going on. What is your favorite Forex pair? I don't have any idea. I haven't really looked at Forex in a long time. I do have alerts set for like popular pairs, but I just don't trade Forex, so I don't have a lot to say about that. I like to watch I like to watch futures when equities are dead. Yeah, that's kind of how I got really into futures. I was trading stocks. I used to trade things like Apple and Home Depot and Tesla, Roku. What else did I trade? Priceline, and Facebook, things like that. And there would be times where it was just not going anywhere. And I would just kind of dabble, take a look at futures, see what's going on. It'd be very enticing, and I made the switch. How about crypto? No, I don't have any experience with crypto. As a beginner trader, how did you figure out what to trade? I had the privilege of having a mentor, so I just traded what he traded. I wish I had a better answer for you. But that's just how I figured it out. Her stops depend on where trend lines are. Yes, Agent 47. Thank you for answering that for me. Yes, my take profits and stop losses will all be dependent on where trend lines are or where lines of support and resistance are. Bye, Amanda. I tried turtle trading. I'll be honest with you, I don't know what that is. But they bite? Ha. Oh gosh, some of these say that, oh, never mind. Can you do a stream with your uncle? He lives in Florida and I'm in LA, so probably not. And he's not super techie. So, but I definitely, one day when I go visit, I'm gonna bring all my equipment and I'm getting him on here. One day I'll hype it up. I'll let you guys know. It's gonna be the greatest. I'll have him sitting right next to me. I'll get a mic for him and be like, all right, tell him like it is. It's gonna be so great. What time frames do you mark your trends on? So I answered this a little bit last night and I'll answer it again tonight. If I'm trading a new instrument, if I'm trading something new, I want to get an overall view of the direction of whatever we're looking at. So I want to look at a monthly first, put some trend lines on the screen, look for some support and resistance, then move over to a daily, put some more trend lines on the screen, some more support and resistance. Now, sometimes I don't need to because I've already marked them up and zooming in doesn't really change much. But then when I start zooming into like the 4 hour, then I start seeing new trends and new areas of new areas of support and resistance. I'm thinking supply and demand. So this is all trading something new first. So if I'm trading something new, I'll start on the daily, mark up my chart. Then I'll move to, a 4 hour, mark up my chart. And then I'll finally move to a 1 hour, mark up my chart. And then I stay in that 1 hour time frame and place my trades in the 1 hour time frame. And I also like to, I always have trouble saying this word, differentiate. Oh, I think I said it beautifully. I like to differentiate. Now it just sounds like not a real word. Somebody help me out with a different word that means the same thing that I can pronounce. Okay, got it. Identify. So I like to identify my different trend lines in the different time frames that I'm trading by making them thicker or thinner. So if I'm in the daily time frame and I put trend lines on the screen and support and resistance lines on the screen, I make them very thick. I make them like a 4px, 4 pixels or whatever it is. And then when I go to the daily time frame or when I go to the 4 hour, I'll make them thinner and thinner. And then when we finally make it to the 1 hour time frame, it'll be the thinnest line you can place so that I am seeing which lines hold more weight or which lines are very important. So I know the thicker lines are going to be very important. So if the price is getting to one of these thicker trend lines, I know that I need to be paying attention. I don't trade in the monthly time frame, but I do look at what it's done overall in the month. But okay, so yes. Differentiate. Michael, you are the greatest. Wow, that was beautifully typed. I said it incredibly. Differentiate. That was amazing. I can say it 100 times. Differentiate. Look at me. Sorry. Diversify, identify. Thank you, guys. But I hope that made sense. So overall, sum it all up. Only when I'm trading something new will I go to bigger time frames, get an overall view. I will start on the monthly, then I'll move to a daily, and then I'll move to a 4 hour, and then I'll move to a 1 hour. And in each of those time frames, I'll put thicker lines and then work my way down to thinner lines in the 1 hour to understand which ones are very important and which ones hold more weight. Yep. Do you day trade or swing trade? There are times, I don't think I've ever really held a trade for over a week. Like I may have like a handful of times in my entire trading career, but usually I'm like holding it for a day, 2 days. I think kind of 2 days might be my average now. And I guess that would be like an intraday trader or I'm not sure what it would be called. It'd be, I guess it's in between day trader and swing trader. And I think it's intraday or not. There's a different word for it. But I am holding my trades for multiple days now. But there are times where I'm in and out within the day. If my trade works out in 4 hours, then I'm closing it. But I'm going to figure out how to live stream my trades next year. I'm going to try to figure out a process. The hardest part is when I get an alert for my trades, it'll go off on my watch because it's I have an alert set on TradingView that it'll send me an email, and I'll get an email on my watch that says, okay, the price of oil is going down or the price of oil is breaking this trend line. And then I'll pick up my phone and I'll place my trade right then and there. And then, from there on, I'm in that trade for like 9 hours, 12 hours, sometimes more than that, 24 hours. So trying to document my trade is incredibly boring because I'm in my trades for so freaking long. And in me getting into a trade, I don't want to set up my whole camera system, then go ahead, go live, and then place my trade. And by that point, who knows if it's still in a good spot. But I'm gonna work on a better system for it next year, though, to at least give you guys an idea of how I place trades. But we'll see. I have a big question. How do you make profits when the market is extremely down? Is a lot of short positions and more passive? So I am not. I talked about being biased in one of my other live streams where I had a short bias. I was just thinking I feel like I was kind of pessimistic. I was just thinking there's no way the economy or the world is just doing this great. We definitely got to be going down. And what's unfortunate is it was years ago. If I had had that same bias this year, I would have been great. But no, I didn't. But I've overcome the bias since then. So going long, going short, I don't care which way the market's going. I'm going to get in. I have never tried trading the 1 minute time frame. That sounds like a handful of anxiety that I cannot handle. Yvonne, why did you choose oil? If you are able to rewind this live, I'm telling you, I just answered that question maybe 15 minutes ago? Rewind. I'm 30, by the way. That's hilarious. Some people don't even know what a VHS or a rewind and stop eject button is. You could showcase the setups that you're watching. Oh, Mike, I already do that. So I have a subscription feature on my Instagram. Instagram, they gave me the notification. They were like, hey, you're eligible to sell a subscription on your Instagram page. And I was like, well, hell yeah, let's do it. So I have a subscription feature on my Instagram where every Sunday I do my entire setup, exactly what I'm looking for. I place all my lines on the screen, and I tell everyone, okay, on oil, this is what I'm thinking. This is, whenever the market opens up, this is what I'm going to be thinking. If the price gets here, I'm going to be thinking doing this. If the price gets here, I'm going to think doing this. So I do that already. Be kind, rewind. Yes, I remember that. Hi in India. I'm so confused as what is a bias. A bias is just it's just when you unconsciously make the decision. So I I just looked for every opportunity to go short. So I had a short bias. I just wanted to go short in the market all the time, even if the market was long, even if the market was headed up. MG, I didn't expect your live stream to be so soon. I know, right? I went live at 7 o'clock. That's early. I usually go live at like 8:30 or 9. And that's like even later for people on the East Coast. So welcome to my early live. I didn't think you were going to be streaming today. I am streaming today. Dude, if you guys saw the energy when I first started this live, oh, it was something else. I'm going to put my coffee here. It's probably not a great idea, though. It's got like a magnet on the bottom because it keeps it hot, but no, I'm not going to mess up my laptop. I need you to stream. Thank you, Day Trading Addict. I appreciate you. This is actually neither. It is, or neither. It's not coffee or tea. It is a mushroom mix that helps me sleep well. Ooh, Dylan asked a great question, and this one I get asked very often also is, do you enter on breaks or retests? And I enter on breaks. So my strategy, and this is my specific strategy. So this is the strategy that I have curated that is essentially a trend line trading strategy with some support and resistance. But I get in every break, or at least every break that I can, because I want to try to capitalize on every move that I possibly can. Because the fact, when you have a trend line trading strategy, there's going to be a lot of fake outs that, you know, will, you're going to take these little losses just over and over again because there's a lot of these little fake outs. And being able to capitalize on every breakout so that when the price does just go and you go, I'm not that kind of vibing. It's not that kind of mushroom tea. Although I would not be opposed to it. I try to capitalize on every break. So there are times in the market where it does not retest, and that bad boy just goes. It just breaks and it goes. So I take every opportunity that I can because I do see so many fake outs, and especially when the market is in a ranging market, that's not great for trendline traders. So I try to capitalize on every single opportunity that I can. That's really it. So I accept the little bit of drawdown that I get when it does retest or when it does pull back, or if it is a fake out. I'm very comfortable with those moves because I try to capitalize on every single break. So the ones that do go, awesome. The ones that will go, retest, then go, I'm still in them anyways. So I try to capitalize on all of the breakouts, all of the moves. And nothing wrong with traders that do wait for the retest because you feel a lot more confident in your position when you wait for the retest. And yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but it gives you a lot more confidence in your trade if you wait for that retest. Whereas I personally will just try to capitalize on every breakout that I can because I take these little losses with fake outs, with sideways movements. So yeah. Have you ever traded natural gas? Natural gas. I have never traded natural gas, but I have watched it. And I'll set alerts on it too just to see what it does, but I've never traded it. Why is it important to trade one instrument? If you want to rewind to my live, I did already answer that question too. Also, I don't know why I keep saying rewind. I don't know what other word to use. If you want to toggle back about 15, 20 minutes, I went over that question already. Natural gas is evil. I have definitely watched it make some crazy moves. Corn has definitely been ripping, dude. Oh my God. I kind of wish that I had continued to trade it. When corn was trending, I made the mistake of just getting in and making a trade in corn because I thought it was funny. And I thought it was going to make for really funny content. And I was like, this is going to be hilarious. I'm going to make $1,000 in corn. I'm going to make a whole video about it. And I'll be like, I like corn. And then I ended up losing $1,000. And I had no idea what the trading hours were. I didn't even realize that it trades in fractions. Like, I knew nothing. I did no research on corn or that instrument before I traded it. And that was a mistake. But turns out it ended up having an amazing movement. Like, amazing moves. Like, months after. And I just never continued to trade it. Oh, also, if you guys want to see how my month went for December, if you want to see any stats, what my win-to-loss ratio is, my winners, my losers, how many trades I placed, go to the community section in my YouTube page, and then I posted my December. And then for those asking, the platform that I use is called TradeZella. It's a trading journal, and I just automatically sync it to my futures account. It's pretty cool. I wonder what it means when it says message retracted. I don't know. Why don't you trade Forex? There's a lot of benefits. My motto is if it's not broke, don't fix it. And I'm having incredible success with futures, so I'm going to just keep doing what I'm doing. Just got in. What have I missed so far? You missed a lot. So when you're done, tuning into this live, I need you to go back, watch it from the beginning because I had some serious energy coming in. I was talking about how crazy 2023 is going to be, how crazy this year was for trading, and the fact that if you got into the market and you got out of the market this year and you are still intact, that is impressive. Impressive because it was a freaking crazy year. It was a crazy year. What does TradeStation charge for one contract of oil? I believe it varies for the micros and the minis, but I know their commissions is super low, like incredibly low. Like I think cents, or it's $1, but it's something significantly cheap that I don't even think about commissions at all with TradeStation. No, I do not excel in a ranging market. I actually suck in a ranging market because I trade a trend line trading strategy. So if there is no trend, I'm sucking. Oh God, I immediately regret that. Anyways, New Year's resolution. New Year's resolution. I have a plethora of New Year's resolutions. I have so many goals. I'm so freaking excited. I'm gonna, so as far as social media, trading, I mean, it's blah, blah, blah. I can't even get it all out. I'm so freaking excited. I have incredible trading goals. I have social media goals. I want to develop partnerships and collaborate with other, trading influencers. I have so much that I want to do next year. I'm so freaking excited. I want to do some one-on-one sessions with people for my trendline strategy. I hired a personal assistant / life coach / business coach who's going to kind of help me organize my schedule and find time to, if I do want to do one-on-one sessions with people, how much do I have time for each month? How many people can I do each month? She's going to help me reach out to influencers to do collaborations, partners to do some partnerships like companies like TradingView or TradeStation or Logitech. Like I have so many goals for next year. I'm so freaking excited. And then as far as trading goals, oh no, I'm not trading right now. It's closed. But as far as trading goals go, I already in itself made an incredible change to my trading this year. And it was something as simple as changing platforms. My trading has transformed significantly from trading on the TradeStation iOS platform on my phone to using TradingView. The features are ridiculous. It's not glitchy. It's streamlined. It's quick. It's intuitive. It's integrated. Like all of the cool techie adjectives, all of those things. And the fact that I can set alerts, just something as simple as the fact that I can set alerts on my trend lines changed my freaking trading. Oh my God. Oh, okay. Excellent statement there. I should do a Discord. Yes, that is also in the plan for next year too. I don't have any idea what Discord is really or how to use it, so I'm going to have to figure that out. But definitely going to have a Discord very soon. Super excited about that. Tori, what is your opinion in the fake influencers out there? Well, I don't know any, so I don't know. And to be honest, I don't know. I don't know how I would even be able to identify who is a fake influencer or not. So that is a great question. I don't really know. All I know is that I'm gonna just focus on myself and my own social media, and as long as I'm transparent with you guys, I mean, I hope that whoever I collaborate with will not skew your vision or idea of me, or I'm not sure what words I'm looking for right now, but you guys know who I am, and you know that I don't have anything to prove except for just showing, you know, my trades, my experience. But I am excited to collaborate with some other traders. I don't know how I would be able to differentiate between the gurus and the real guys. But you won't know until you meet them, I guess. So I just got to meet them, figure it out. Do you work on your bike or hire a mechanic? I don't. I used to work at a bike shop years and years and years ago, and I could like true a wheel, but I sucked when it came to adjusting gears. There's like this little tension screw that I could not figure out how to save my freaking life. A lot of fake gurus out in the world. I guess there are, but I mean, as long as I got nothing to hide, and nothing to lose, or nothing to prove, really, I think I'm going to be fine. So I think, regardless of who I collaborate with, if I do decide to collaborate, it'll be psychology. I'm not sure the best way to go about collaborating with other trading influencers, but I mean, I'm sure regardless if they're not making their money via trading, I'm sure I could still get some good insight on, you know, their psychology on trading, or I still have to think that one through. I'm not super sure yet. Oh my God, every time I try to scroll, it like skips to the bottom. How much capital does one need to start trading futures? I think it might depend on the broker that you decide to go with, but I believe it's low. I don't have an exact answer for you, and I don't want to give you incorrect information, but I started mine with $5,000. But I believe you can start with smaller capital than that. Let's Go Gaming. No, I am not trading any crypto. I don't have any experience with crypto. Do you trade with prop firms or your own capital? I trade with my own capital. I've never traded with a prop firm yet, but that's also in the cards for next year. I'm going to try a prop firm for the first time ever. Wish me luck. It's going to be very different. I definitely don't use the same rules that they use to pass like prop firm challenges in my trading, so I'm going to have to kind of adapt my strategy to follow along these rules, I completely lost that word. Profit target? Profit target. Wow, you guys, I think it might be getting late. Maybe this mushroom is getting to me. Maybe my mushroom mix is a little strong tonight. Best bet trades. Let's collaborate. Hit me up. Do you trade Forex? No. I only trade futures. Hi, Tori. I'm not usually able to catch you in real time. You did it. You made it. It's probably because of me. I have live streamed for 3 days in a row now, and I even live streamed earlier than I usually do tonight. So, who is she? I don't know. Who I'm going to decide to go with is a secret until I actually figure it out. So, I think I'll probably let you guys know like the first week or so of December, February. Are these recorded? I thought the market was closed. Yeah, the market is closed. I was going to do some chart analysis and show you guys what the market did today. So what we're looking at right now in oil is what oil did today. But yeah, everything's closed as far as the futures market goes. How to link TradingView. To link TradingView, you hit this little section called Trading Panel, and you find your broker, and then you connect to it and sign in. Super easy. Do you smoke weed? I actually don't. I will maybe seldomly on occasion, very special occasion, take like a little gummy, but I'm not much of a pothead. I used to be in high school. Do you trade micros on the hour time frame? Yes, I do. How do you split your screen? I have a platform called OBS. Wow, I kind of lost momentum. I mean, I think I've been live for an hour. Advice on taking on more position sizing. I actually answered that question earlier in my live. No New Year's Eve plans. I heard of you from Patrick's streams. What? Somebody's talking about me on their streams? Well, no way. That's cool. I don't know who that is, but that's way neat. I'll have to look him up. I don't have any New Year's Eve plans. And to be totally honest with you guys, I might live stream. If you guys don't have any plans, let me know. And maybe we'll hang out tomorrow night at midnight. I have some plans for the day tomorrow. So tomorrow during the day, my assistant / life coach / business coach, this badass girl who I love with my whole freaking heart. I'm going to go ahead and just shout her out now. But you're not allowed to take too much of her time because I need her. But this is my life coach, business coach, personal assistant. Hold on, I have to look her up. God, I wish I freaking had her Instagram memorized, but I don't. Okay, Creative Life Coaching. That was easy. Creative Life Coaching _ That is her username on Instagram. But she is a boss-ass bitch. But tomorrow she's going to be helping me get all of my ducks in a row, really. We're going to be setting goals for next year. I'm going to be making a list of all of the partnerships that I want to have next year or reach out to next year. All of the influencers that I want to collaborate with. My goals for like one-on-one sessions and my subscription feature that I have on my Instagram. My social media. So I have so many goals that I want to go over with her tomorrow. So I'm going to be going over all of those goals with her. And I want to create like a Discord. I have so many things that I want to do next year. So she's going to kind of help me make that tangible, because right now in my head there's like way too many. I have no freaking idea how I'm going to make it all happen. But since I have her, she's going to help me like make this realistic and tangible. And like, okay, we're going to do this and this and this. This is how we're going to accomplish this. So super excited about that. But those are my plans for tomorrow during the day. I don't have any like actual New Year's Eve plans. So I maybe I'll live stream. Not sure yet. Yes, my sister does have a YouTube page for her singing. She lives in Hawaii. Oh, Devin, so cool. You live in Hawaii too. Yeah, so the sister that learned how to trade with me, if you go back into some of my old Instagram reels or some of my old lives, I talk about how I got into trading, and my uncle taught my sister and I. And I ended up being the only one in the family that actually pursued trading. And my uncle has taught, has taught as many family members as he possibly could. And it's crazy that who knew I'd be the only one pursuing this. I don't know, it makes me feel kind of special because now that I've traded for so long, I understand that it takes like perseverance and like gut-wrenching heartache to be able to like take losses and stay committed and consistent. So I feel like maybe I'm just a different kind of person, the fact that I stuck with this. My sister didn't stick with it, but she ended up pursuing a singing career, and she got onto The Voice. She made it on The Voice. She now lives in Hawaii, and she does gigs and features and collaborations with other artists. So she's living her best life. When will you have your uncle on your live stream? My uncle is in Florida, and he's a little bit older now. So I absolutely will. I will try to get him on one day. When I go visit Florida, I will bring all my equipment, and it's going to be the most epic live stream I've ever done. I'll let y'all know one day. I live out in LA. It's so tough, can't even sugarcoat it. You really can't. It takes a certain kind of person to be able to trade. It really does. But I mean, the ones that make it, like, damn, we are badasses. Are we not? Are we not? Your aunt trades as well. Brings back so many memories. I don't know. You know what? She does. I went on a trip with her to, where did we go? It wasn't Aspen. Maybe it was Aspen. No, it wasn't Aspen. We went to, it's wherever the Biltmore is, that crazy mansion on like the East Coast. I went to on a spa trip with my aunt, and she showed me a trade that she had in gold. I'm not trying to rag on her at all, but to be honest, she's probably doing great now, but she was down $50,000, and when she showed me that trade, I was just like, what? Ow, yikes. But she's like, oh yeah, and it's down 50,000. I'm like, oh my God. But now I'm pretty sure it's gone up since then. But yeah, so she's still trading too. My aunt trades and my uncle trades. But yes, my uncle is the sole trader. He's the guy that started it all. Yeah, I definitely will get him on one day for sure. It'll be crazy. Asheville. Yes. Thank you guys. It was Asheville. That's where I went. Good night, Sid. Thanks for tuning in. Holy risk management. I know. What? It was crazy. But she was completely comfortable with it. No, to be honest, I don't think that was a big deal for her at all. And her retirement fund is nice and fat, so she's doing all right. What do you think of smart money concepts, FVGS, order blocks, etc.? I don't have any experience with them, so I don't have an opinion. Do you have a long-term portfolio? No, I don't. I don't. And that's actually another goal for next year is to start a long-term portfolio, because, and the weirdest thing, I gotta be totally honest with you guys. This is a very tough thing to wrap my head around, because first of all, when people think that you are a trader. They assume that you are this like financial advisor who can advise on people what stocks to invest in, and that you've got your own long term portfolio, whatever it is. I had the realization that a day trader and a long term investor are two totally freaking different people. I have no freaking idea how to long term invest or to place long term investments, or even it's going to be a completely new experience, a completely new learning curve. It is not the same. It's not the same. Being a day trader and a long-term investor are two totally different people. So being able to master both of those is going to be incredibly difficult, but something that I do plan on doing in my future. And that's going to take that little bit of resistance, learning something new, learning a new strategy, learning a new method. It's going to be tough. It always is, learning something new, but that's absolutely a goal of mine for next year, is to start a long-term portfolio. But how crazy that being a day trader and a long-term investor is just, they're not even remotely the same. It is two totally different people. Do you place stops above trend lines even if you're risking more than you're comfortable with? No, if it's way too much, then I probably shouldn't get into that trade. If I have to risk, more than like $3,000, I'm probably not going to take that trade. I would wait for a better setup where I can place less risk. Buying the dip will blow your account. I'm definitely going to do more research than buy the dip. Thank you, Sid. Yeah, I definitely, to be honest, it feels like a grown-up thing to do, to get into a long-term investment. So that's definitely something that I'm gonna look to do in the next year. I don't see any great questions coming. I subscribed 2 weeks ago, and I definitely want to learn your strategy to modify mine. I mean, I go over it a lot in a lot of my lives. Tonight, I don't know if I've got much of the energy to do it, but I might once I finish this delicious mushroom mix. I was on a roll. I kind of came to a little bit of a stop there. Got a little halt. Do you standardize your risk on every trade and calculate how many shares you need from your stop out? No, it's all and this could be, I mean, some people will probably look down on this, but where I'm placing my stops and my take profits are all dependent on where trend lines are and support and resistance is. So that is where I decide, how much I'm going to risk. If one of these trend lines or lines of support and resistance is too far away from where I am thinking to enter, I will more than likely not take that trade. How do you identify a trend direction? So you can see here that on crude oil, that little thin red line going down, I drew that line with only 2 touch points, the first 2 touch points that you see, and then it just so happens that it ended up following along that trend until it didn't. So it created a third touch point on that trend line that I drew, but when I drew it, it only had 2 touch points. right, friends, we are starting to get a lot of the same questions that I already answered, so it might be getting close to the end of our live. You know what? It's 8:20. I'll stay on for about 10 more minutes. Why not? We'll make it a solid hour and a half. Because why not? Long term is a mindset. Just a better way to save your money. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely look at it like an account that's building interest. It's just I just have to, yeah, just like you said, I have to change my mindset. It's just going to be completely different trading long term than it is, day trading. It's two totally different beasts. Do you look at volume? No, I do not look at volume. What do you think about order flow? I don't have any experience with order flow. Do you start your analysis with daily or weekly? So if I am trading a new instrument, something that I haven't traded before and I don't have any experience with, I will start, to be honest, on the highest time frame I could possibly get, which would be, I guess, a monthly. So I would look at the monthly just to see an overall view of just from start to finish or from start to current, where it's gone, what it's done. I basically kind of do my research on this instrument first and then start working my way to the smaller time frames. Have I ever traded with a small group? No, I haven't. I'm afraid that it will give me a bias and make me overthink my trading. So I kind of tend to stay in my own lane when it comes to my trades. How big is the account you trade with? It is 25,000. So I like to keep my account at 25,000. If it ever gets lower than that, I have to make my loss back before I start paying myself back again. So before I start paying myself profits, it has to be at 25,000. Can you tell us all the strategies that you've used? Jay, you are not going to believe this, but I have only ever used this strategy. Call me old-fashioned. When I learned from my uncle, he just made it very clear that he has done the years of research, and he's already tested hundreds of strategies to where the one he's going to teach me is the only one that I need to know. And I believed him, and it's working for me. Do you trade option contracts? No, I do not. I think $2,000 is okay to start trading oil. If you trade a few contracts of micro, I believe it's only $800 to okay, never mind. That might be a little small. Maybe just one contract. I'm unsure when it comes to, everyone's risk management is going to be different. I started my account with 5,000, and that was a comfortable amount of capital for me to be trading a few contracts. So I'm unsure. I don't want to give you wrong advice. Are you in a trade right now? No, I'm not. This is just what oil did today. So everything's closed. Market's closed. This is what oil did today, and we are done for the year. That was the last bar of the year. How long do you believe you should simulate before going live? I can only tell you my own personal experience, and I spent an entire year simulating before I ever went live. So, and I know that takes incredible discipline, because I definitely have seen many people learn how to trade and want to immediately take what they learned right into the live markets and then get smacked. So I had an incredible amount of discipline and understanding that I just simulated for an entire year before I actually went live. Ray said, master one strategy. That's what I did. That's what I did. I mean, I am more than satisfied with my strategy. I mean, yes, it took me, some people make fun that I have, it took me 8 years, or it took me 6 years until I became full-time, because I've been trading for a total of 8 years now and finally have been live for a year. But people people think it's, comical that it took me this long to become a full-time trader. They think it's comical that I use a trend line trading strategy, but I'm so confident and so content with my strategy and my profits and my consistency that it doesn't faze me anymore what people say about my strategy or how long it took me to get here. So I'm just happy to be here. I'm just glad to be here. I'm just glad I made it. Hey Ben, I talked about my biggest drawdown earlier in the live. If you want to go toggle back about half an hour. Each trader learns at their own speed based on their time and effort. That is beautifully said, Agent 47. Each trader absolutely learns at their own speed. I don't think I had an incredible amount of consistency or even discipline when I first started trading. When I went live, I wasn't very consistent. I had a part-time job. I went weeks without trading. So to be honest, the reason why it took me so long is based on my own doing. I could have been more consistent. I could have been more disciplined, but I just wasn't. So it took me longer to get where I am now, whereas some people are more determined. They have more discipline. They're like, no, I'm making this work, and they get there so much quicker. I had, a ton of part-time jobs. I'm still trying to make trading work. There was a point where I finally made the transition from simulating to live, and then lost too much money that I had to go back to simulating and then back to live. So I had a very long journey. It took me a while to get here, but I'm here now. And it took me that long to get here because of my own personality traits, my own doing, really. So I think some people can get there a lot quicker. Some people, maybe it takes them even longer than it took me. So it depends on your motivation, your discipline, and your consistency, really. Was going full-time, having a good emergency fund to handle drawdowns in slow months. Yes, it absolutely took the pressure off having an emergency fund. Because that first year is scary. This was my first year. It's freaking scary. It's crazy. I mean, there were months where I had amazing months, and there was months where August sucked. August sucked for me. There was I had 2 or 3 months in a row where there was one month where I didn't make anything. There was one month where I lost money. But then I had an incredible month in June. So thank God it made up for, the few months to come. So like I said in the very beginning of this, if you guys got into the market and you got out of the market this year and you're still intact, you're doing great. You're doing better than most because it was a freaking crazy year. So good on you. And I'm excited for next year. And you know what? We got 1 minute left until I'm getting off this live. So let's keep the motivation going. Let's get some goals going for next year. Next year's going to be freaking wild. I'm so excited. And dude, the social media next year is going to be crazy. The live streams next year are going to be crazy. Maybe I'll start a podcast. I'll have people on here. It'll be this crazy cool setup. I have no idea, but I'm super excited, and it's going to be a crazy year next year. My trading is going to transform significantly. I'm going to have multiple streams of income coming in now. I've got money coming in from YouTube now, so now I can start, putting more money into my trading account. Maybe you can start placing bigger trades. I'm going to try a prop firm, so if I can pass that, then I'll have, bigger capital to trade there. So many opportunities for more income, more experiences. It's going to be a freaking wild year next year, and I hope the same for you guys. And thank you so much for tuning in. I had so much freaking fun. This was one of the best lives I think I've ever done. So let's go. Let's get it. And now we get this super awkward time where I pose at the end of my lives because I had to take some screenshots for my thumbnail. So you guys can all hop off while I'm just going to sit here and do a whole but thank you guys for tuning in. This was so much fun. I can't wait for next year. I can't wait. Also, we may be hanging out on New Year's Eve. So if you want to hang out with me, I might go live because I don't have any New Year's Eve plans. So we'll see. Okay, but now I'm going to post, so don't judge me. All right, the chart is over here. I don't know. I just the oh my gosh videos or thumbnails do so well, so we're just gonna keep doing them. Okay, fine. I'll answer one more question before I go. My camera is a Sony A6000. Thank you, Gabriel. Happy New Year's. I should get a dog. All right, guys, I'm getting off. I'm getting out of here. Bye.